Hi guys, see you again on your favorite channel. I love this game. This time we will show the opening of the King Gambit, which will consist of several videos, from the opening variants. King Gambit, watch this first video. But before we start, we remind you to subscribe to this channel so that you are always updated if there is a new video from us. The King Gambit opening can be achieved through a sequence of steps e4, e5, and f4. Here black has two main moves, namely pawn takes pawn. This is known as King Gambit accepted. Dan, d5, or Fabiano counter Gambit. But before we examine this main variant, let's see first, what happens, if black is in a hurry, checks with his queen. If it's now queen h4, check. Then this is a mistake, because moving queen too early. After g3, black has to retract his queen, and let's say queen e7, pawn takes pawn. Queen takes pawn, knight to c3, defends pawn, knight f6, attacks pawn, and a counter attack. Knight to f3 attacks queen. After queen to e7, d4, and at this point, if black acts greedy with takes pawn, white has a very strong move, namely knight to d5, threatening queen and forking to win rook. After queen to d6, attacks knight, bishop to c4 defends knight, and if c6, black will immediately lose after bishop to f4, attacks queen, queen to g6, knight to c7, check. If black rejects gambit, say d6, then d3, after knight to c6, knight f3, bishop g4, and bishop to e2. Knight f6, knight c3. Bishop to e7, castle, black do the same, castle. a3, attacking bishop, bishop takes knight, and bishop takes bishop. Knight d4, bishop e3, and knight takes bishop, check. Rook takes knight. Queen d7, pawn takes pawn. After rook to f5, attacks pawn, queen e6, and queen f3, g6, queen to g3, pin pawn, while attacking pawn at e5. Bishop d6, and bishop to h6, attacked rook, rook to e8. And a very powerful move, rook to f1, attacking knight. If bishop goes to e7, retains knight, rook takes pawn, and white leads one pawn with a very superior position. If knight d7, rook takes pawn, and white will win the game. If knight to c6, knight to f3 is white's best answer. After d6, knight to c3, bishop g4, bishop to b5, bishop e7, d4. Pawn e takes pawn d, and queen takes pawn. Bishop takes knight, pawn takes knight. And after bishop a4, check, king to e2. Bishop f6, attacks queen, e5. Pawn takes pawn, and queen to e4, attacks knight. Queen d6, rook to d1, attack queen. Queen to e6, pawn f5, attack queen. Queen to c8, bishop takes knight, check, pawn takes bishop. Queen takes pawn, check. And after king to f8, bishop to e3, knight e7, attacked queen, but bishop to c5, rook to b8. If in this position queen to e8, offers queen exchange, then rook to d7, is the best move after king to g8. Attacking the queen, then white has a very tricky move, namely knight to e4. And after knight takes queen, white will win. Knight takes bishop, check. Pawn takes knight, closes with rook to g1, checkmate. In this position, of course, rook to b8, is a safer move. And white continues with rook to d7. If rook goes to b7, keeping a pawn, then knight d5, and white will definitely win. Here black plays rook to b6 attacking queen. And white replies queen takes pawn. After queen takes queen, rook takes queen, and rook to b8, knight to d5. Rook e8, and knight takes bishop. Pawn takes knight, rook to d1. Rook to g8, rook to d7, and 3 white major pieces attack knight. After rook to g2, check. And king to d3. Rook takes pawn, however, bishop takes knight, check. King g7, and bishop to c5. As seen, white superior major pieces, and has a very superior position. That's the end of this video game, guys. If you like it, don't forget to like and subscribe. See you on another I Love This Game video channel. Bye.